Hi, everybody.
Hi.
My name's Catherine, and this is episode 11 of Floss, Paper, Scissor. And today's special guest is my mom, Julie.
Thank you. I wasn't special last episode.
Nope, just today. Extra special, Julie.
Oh my gosh. Oh, all the camera angles and double chins and windows, and we've got a lot of dynamics when we have to set up.
Not really. It's fine.
Oh, did you say we were number 11?
I did.
Okay.
Weren't you listening? Mother!
I'm just so overwhelmed.
Why?
Because look at all the stuff we have to show, all the goodness, all the ideas, all the notes. I have notes.
I didn't even unpack my bag. I don't even know what I brought.
She walks in with one little tote bag in her purse, and I think Tom took 3 trips upstairs with all the goodness that we have to show you. So I gotta see the camera's over there, so I look at the right things. So we had Easter.
Did we?
And I had an anniversary, 45 years. I'm still kind of milking that through to May 1st. So
You want all of the celebrations?
Well, yeah, 45 years. That's what we're celebrating. We did some casinoing and day dates, and we did some dining multiple times.
Multiple dinners?
Yeah, I know. Last night I said, "Do you want to go out for our anniversary?" And he goes, that was last week. And I'm like, "And you're giving me one day?" No. So that was fun. We went out last night. So what should we start with?
I don't know. You have a lot of stuff on the table.
Yeah, I know. Well, we got to start out with, after our last episode, I went to Welcome Stitchery.
You seriously put germ next to my name?
Because I have half the columns, Catherine's half the columns, mine. So I went to BE. They have a stitch in, once a month. So Tom and I drove down there because you went to a concert and you had, which I'm sure you're going to say how much fun you had.
I had a wonderful time. I had a lot of fun with my friends, and we saw a really good concert, and we gambled, and it was great. Mom did not like the slightly intoxicated phone call I sent her. And she's like, "Catherine, do not comment on a single YouTube comment until tomorrow."
I know.
Well, wine, Catherine, is fun, so I don't know what the problem was.
I know. I said, "Oh, so that's wine, Catherine." Don't comment. Save it till you're home.
I mean...
But then when she got home, she said she...
I didn't say anything. It was visible that I was very, very ill.
You picked up a germ. So
I don't know where the germ came from. I don't think you can get a germ that quick.
Yeah, it could have been previous.
I could have got it before I left, but I was fine while I was there. But
yeah, so she was kind of out for like 3 days.
Yeah, I was down and out.
She couldn't breathe.
Stitch or
move. There was no breathing for 3 days.
I literally slept so much. I've never slept that much in my life.
Yeah, we did a couple of well checks, but she's doing much better now.
I'm still slightly congested, so if I sound a little wonky, that's why.
But I went to Welcome Stitchery. I met up with Mona and her husband, Jamie, and my husband, Tom, went and did man stuff at Menards in Mankato. They had a field trip. They had a lot of fun. And then Mona and I went to Welcome Stitchery, and we had a lot of fun too. I brought bobbins to bobbinate because I knew I wasn't going to get some stitching done. And I bobbinated 0 bobbins. We were shopping and floss dropping fibers and fabrics and so much to show you. So I'll start. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff.
Well, I think we should keep the list around. You worked so hard on this. Oh my goodness.
2 pages.
Well, some light reading for me over here.
Here's the thing. I guess now we have to mention. Okay.
We have to mention things?
No, wait a minute. I'm going to start with, after the show, I was jonesing to work on this. Oh, I should have. This is enough progress for you to see.
Would you like me to hold that for you?
Yeah. This is Moon Deer, and I added
Wait, which way do I go to make it straight?
This way. Okay, so I introduced another color. The fourth color is the gold, which I had originally scheduled it to be Palomino. Then I decided that was too much like the Havana around it, so I switched it to bee's knees. And when I started stitching the bee's knees, the 16 inches I took happened to be the lighter part of the skein, and it didn't show up because of the fabric. So now what to do? I was mad because I already come back from Welcome Stitchery. So I went and I got Schneckly, I think it is, and that I used for Maggie May's sweater. Yeah. And that was perfect. So then I had to wait till Justine opened on Tuesday so I could ever send me, excuse me, 4 skeins of that. Love it. Love it. Love it. I just can't get enough of it. I love the colors are subtle. She's moving did I move the table?
No,
already?
you moved your body. You disappeared.
And I worked on it like for 2.5 days, and I'm like, I've got to stop because I've got to give other thing attention. So that's my progress on Moon Deer.
And for reference,
oh yeah, the pattern.
It looks like this when it's completed. And she changed the colors. Yeah. And the colors are on the website, or on my website, under our show notes, which is the igotYouDesigns.shop.
And you go to flosstube.
Floss, paper, scissor. Yeah. There's a link on the
I went this morning to it. I love that. I was on my computer. I've gone to it on my phone, but on the computer, it was like, okay, Avi, bigger. And
this whole time you've never looked at it?
Not on the laptop. I've always looked at it
on your
phone. On the phone. And I'm like, this is really awesome. I got to get some info for what I have forgotten.
I spend a considerable amount of time on that each week, Mom.
I love it. So
did you see I posted my club keychains?
No, I did not dig that deep. I was in my jammies, had to get in the shower, and I had to type up all these notes and type up all the things for you to enter when we're done. And then after that, okay, I'm going to do this all out of order because that's how we roll.
Well, then what is the point of these notes?
Because I forget. So see the big, huge ZOOM at the top in black Sharpie? We were invited to be the secret surprise guests on Sarah. Hi, Sarah. From Sarah's Stitchy Spot. She had a Zoom on last Saturday with 8 women, I think, were on. Wow. Now, I'm not a Zoomer. I don't like Zoomer.
You're a boomer Zoomer now.
Yeah. One of the gals said that now I'm a boomer Zoomer. It was just showcased very nicely. Everybody got a spotlight and got to tell something about themselves. What a lovely group of women. We really did enjoy ourselves. And during that, I got 15 bobbins.
Yeah, you were very active.
But what it did is it just intrigued me to work a little bit more on Baldaquin Birdie by Modern Folk Art. Oh, this is what it looks like.
Do you want me to move?
No, we're good. And it is stitched in 103 silk on 36 count fabric. I forgot what
Isn't
it was.
Isn't it like Moderno
Yeah, something. It's in the show notes. So look at how prepared I am, and I don't even have that down. But we've posted it before, and I love the look of it. And I thought, okay, now I got to quit stitching on this because I have other things to do. But
you were kind of a stitching machine here.
Well, yeah, in the evenings I like to stitch after dinner. So this was really fun, and I'm glad to put that back, as they say, in rotation.
Oh,
yeah.
Rotation. Are you going to drop those on the ground?
They could very well fall off that chair. They're kind of precariously perched. So, yeah, that's what I was working on. I've got other things, but what did you do?
I was just smiling because I'm worried that those are going to fall, but they look to be somewhat secure.
Yeah.
Well, see, here's the problem with me not unpacking my tote thing is it's now going to be...
This is the okay to show bag.
Well, this is I got to go to my mom's house and bring my bag with me. So, I don't know. We're just going to chit-chat amongst ourselves for a second here while I put my bag back. Okay, you know what that is.
Well, yeah, it kind of looks like it could be a bottle of booze. But
Oh, it's not.
It's not.
So I made some little things because I just wanted some little things to work on when I was feeling ill. So I made 2 little things from Etsy. They might be for me, they might not. I'm not really sure yet, but I had fun making them, so that's what I did. Do we have clips? Wah, wah.
Yeah, we did.
Not anymore.
The bag on the Special K bar band.
Mom.
Oh, no. Sorry.
I'm just going to hold it really close. Okay, so this covered my face. Can you see it?
Yes.
Is he in focus?
Now he is. Oh, he was so in focus. Up. There.
I blocked my face and then I can't see anything.
I'll tell you.
So this is a little crab. And
so cute.
He was an Etsy pattern. I didn't bring the paperwork with.
What's the color floss? It's kind of a
It's a red.
Reddish.
It's a $3.49.
Salmon, $3.49.
It's a $3.49. And yeah, so
what Ada? What?
It's 18 count Ada in the color white.
What?
Gotta keep those H's in there. And then this one, I actually do. His name is Cute Alpaca Pattern, and he's from Cammy's Stitch. I still had this pattern in my bag. And I made this little guy.
He is so cute.
Is he in focus?
Yeah, you stitched on that. You filled him in on
during the Zoom. But yeah, I did change the colors.
Those are great sick day pieces to do.
But I did switch the colors. Did I not bring that part with? Oh no, I did. A little bit, because I was working with what I had. So I did. I don't know if that focuses, but I'll put it on the show notes of like what it was supposed to be and then what I changed him to, because I wanted him to look a little bit dirty.
He's an outdoor one.
He's an outdoor alpaca.
They're really cute. Can I help you finish those?
Yeah, probably, because I'm never finishing anything ever again. It does not bring me joy, and I will not do it. I will stretch them out till I'm purple in the face and put things in frames, but
well, if you
finishing is dumb.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
Shall we just dive right into that finish since you're all hot about it right now?
I'm hot about everything. We should have opened a window.
Well, your dad was cold, so what does he do? He comes in and he turns up the heat. Your phone fell again. I saw it when you put it on there.
You should have told me.
And then he turned the oven on to air fry something, so then it really got warm in the kitchen. So,
all right,
guys, I'll tell you.
So, since I'm all angry now.
Because you dropped your phone.
No. About finishing.
Oh, finishing.
I tried to finish something because I had a vision. And it was going to be great. And in my head, it's beautiful. And I spent numerous hours late at night against my mom's judgment trying to finish it. And I did, and it looked like butt. And I was going to throw it away. Not actually. That's so dramatic. I would not actually throw it away.
But that's what she said. So I said, send it home with Dad, because he was over there straw baling. And I said, send it home with Dad, and I'll work on it. I'll revamp it.
It was finished like one of the things that I sometimes make fun of. Like when I do things that are bad, and then I like, oh my God, can you believe I thought this was a great idea? It was so bad.
So I totally changed it. And then I talked to her this morning, and I said, do you want to see it, or do you want to be surprised? She goes, well, I want to be surprised. I go, well, I don't know. I like repainted it, so it's not tan anymore. So, and she goes, well, I was going to throw it away. And I thought, well, that's dramatic. So it is her tray piece.
Yeah, it's my tray. And I didn't bring the pattern because I didn't know that she was going to work on it and get it done. But I think it's a Lizzie and Kate.
Yeah.
And it's something about an alphabet. And it's something about an Easter. Are you ready? Are you ready? I don't think you can handle it. I'll just show the back.
Because the back is...
Look how cute that is.
The yellow check fabric she was going to use on the bone colored tray. And
It was called linen.
Linen colored tray. And then she had rag ruched around it and had put it in there.
Quite poorly, I might add.
And so I took it apart. Nothing was glued. It was just a faux finish.
It was just something.
But I said, here's the thing.
She did a wonderful job.
And I did change it up, and I knew I would go to a bright color because I knew she wanted something. She likes bright colors. But here's the thing. Love the fabric. We bought that. She bought that when we were at Michael's.
It was just a little swatch of it.
But the thing is...
Squatch?
I think it's a swatch.
Sasquatch?
No, it's a swatch, not a squash.
Squatch?
You can squash it. Or
What is a squatch?
And she did rip it.
And I ironed it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I didn't realize that this is not gingham. It's a printed check. So it's this on the back and the color on the front. So here's what I wanted to tell you. When you ruche this all together, what happened was it didn't show the color because a lot of this showed, the back showed of it. And it made it look, I'll use, for lack of a word, dirty. It made it look dirty, and the bone color made it look muted. So nothing stood out but the yellow egg. It's not the focal point. So,
it didn't look good, guys. It was wah wah.
Yeah, it was, and you don't know. And the thing I was talking to my friend this morning, and I said, I then started to brainstorm, went over to my paint drawer, looked through all the paints, and I thought, oh, I had an orange. I had orange, yellow, and green, and Dad picked the orange. So I go, okay, now I'll paint it orange. Then I'm like, how am I going to bring that yellow in? I wasn't going to decoupage or Mod Podge or sponge whatever. So I covered a piece of mat board to fit in the bottom and a mat board to fit inside and covered that.
Mine looked so sunken because it wasn't.
Yeah,
and this made it look less sunken.
Yeah, because it had has the contrast color on the outside. When you finished it, it looked all muddled and blended.
It looked boring and gross. And I resisted the urge to text her at 11:30 at night with my level of disappointment. I just set it to the side and said, well, that's a problem for future Julie.
So,
at least I'm honest.
Yes, and I'm trying to be honest in a nice way.
Oh, you don't have to be nice. It looked like shit.
Well, some of the thing is, we get these ideas in our head and you think, this is going to be amazing. And then when it's a wah-wah, you think, well, now what do I do? I'm
not a good executor.
But I had the resources. This is what my friend and I were talking about. We have the resources to go and go, oh, well, the green rickrack was the wrong color green. Yellow wouldn't show. Because I have every color, everything there is. And then I picked the orange. You know, and I thought, I think that'll look nice.
If you ever need vinyl, I have the resources.
You're my vinyl gal. So I thought it was a cute little finish with a 5/4 and more store tray. And I just think it's
But I had done a really good job sanding it.
Yes, you did. It was very smooth for the 2 coats I put on over the tan, or the linen.
It was called Linen by Folk Art Paint.
But that's one thing you wanted.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome, dear. That's one thing I wanted to share is when you go to do a rip ruche, or really any ruche with fabric, you got to make sure that it's a woven fabric.
Because it only rips one way also.
Oh, okay, that's page 2.
Oh!
That brings
I'm
us
on the note.
Yep, to page 2.
She's reading. Please hold.
Oh.
Is it on page 2?
Yes. Can I show mine to show you why?
We're putting this away now, guys. Say goodbye. Okay. It's going to go to my house now.
So I had 2 days where I couldn't see. I mean, I could see the TV and I could see to eat. You know, that's kind of self-explanatory. But linen, no.
She's blind.
Magnifier, no. Magnifier clips through a magnifier, no. There were 2 days I just could not. Order 3 times magnifier from Amazon, no. They came the next day. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I pulled out my, hold please.
a lot of stuff
I have
here.
notes and I'm way out of order.
This is why we don't make notes.
The pig sack, feed sack. So I pulled that out because it's on flippin' 10 count. Hopefully
Flippin' 10 count.
Flippin', who does that? But I finished her and then
It is amazing, you guys.
Here is...
You didn't even let me go dun dun dun.
Oh, okay. Did you want to do something?
Well, I already did dun dun dun.
There.
And I hold it back here so you can see it all.
And I do want to just reiterate, I hate making pillows.
But if I do say so myself, it's an exquisite pillow.
It's not a Yabbit pillow, but I just don't care for pillows. But I did the best that I could, and then you can turn it around. The plaid is on the back.
Dramatic flair.
Okay, so
gotta keep her on her toes.
Have the plaid, which is woven, so it's plaid on both sides. Okay, so I went to go snip and rip, and it wouldn't rip. And I'm like, now what am I going to do? So I wrote this down, and I'm going to read it like a dramatic reading. When cutting an even weave, it may be hard to stay... Oh, that's the wrong tip.
Right? I'm like, Mom, that's not anything about this.
Rewind.
Try again.
What I did learn was the manufactured edge will rip. So you know how you've got this bound, you have this bound edge from the manufacturer where you go, I'll take 2 yards, and they go yard, 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 and they cut. So this manufactured edge, if you snip, you can rip it. Now if it's 45 inches long, you know, because it's 45 inches wide, when you snip and you go to rip, it won't rip that way.
No.
So I had to figure out how the pillow was going to go.
I had that problem
you know, because you want to fringe it. So it says manufacturer edge will rip. The width, the 45 inch, will not rip. And this is important with flannel and gingham. I've noticed on printed fabric.
That's my fabric.
Yeah. Well, see, I said here that it does rip both ways, but
mine
I guess
did not.
it doesn't. So
the printed doesn't. Gingham does, but this printed did not rip both ways.
Yeah. Well, and either will gingham or a woven.
Oh, gingham won't?
No. Mm-mm.
Gingham.
So much for that dramatic reading. So that bound edge that usually
we'll have a dramatic
say,
reading later.
You know, I don't know. Remember when they said Joanne Fabrics, blah 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 blah. What kind of manufacturing? If it's, you know,
the selvage edge.
Yeah. Well, see, I always think of a selvage edge as a cut edge, but is the selvage edge the bound
usually
edge?
it's like a strip, and it has like the colors that are in the fabric and the manufacturing stuff. People make quilts out of those.
Do you want to know what?
No, but I'm sure you're gonna tell me.
Did you know that the dots that they have are what you use to line up a pattern repeat?
No.
Oh.
I thought the dots were the colors that were within the...
But, you know, I don't know much about fabric.
Neither
so that's some quilter...
Don't take our advice on this.
Some quilter out there is probably going, no, you got it all wrong.
We're just making shit up.
No. But that fabric thing, you have to... Because I ripped 7 3-inch strips for this. That's 21 inches of fabric.
Good thing you got them new thumbs.
Yeah. Exactly.
This is really cool.
So, what I'm going to do, I think, is, look at, Catherine, I found that I have also...
I kind of want to hug it, but I won't.
No, don't squish it. I have the chicken feed sack. Catherine.
Yes.
I tried so hard to get all the wrinklies out. And I have the Hungry Hare Farm.
Are we going to have a pillow collection?
Well, it's kind of looking like it, and I have this.
Sorry,
what is this?
You little piggy.
A
cow.
A fine feed. Is it a cow?
It says fine feed, and it looks kind of like sheep. A cow.
Hawk Run Hollow Farm fine feed. Sheep feed sack. We got to read.
Well, that's a chunky sheep.
So what I'm thinking is between a 10 count and maybe a 25 count over 2 would be a 12 and a half.
You're going to have multiple size pillows for a farm collection?
And I want to find in my
Did I just steal your thunder?
No, I want to try to find a really cool basket, big floor basket, or a big wooden trophy bin type thing to put them in.
Or a whiskey barrel.
I don't know how many you could. Where am I going to put a whiskey barrel? That's the thing, is you've got all these ideas.
You should buy a lake home.
I know. I saw on social media.
We can buy a yurt.
I saw on social media someone had made a lamp out of an old Stanley thermos. And I said, that will be so cool, because Tom's an electrician. I said, you could make a lamp out of your old work thermos from 40 years ago, and we could put that in the man den. And he goes, we don't have a man den. I said, we will in a new house. He wasn't amused.
He was not amused, I'm sure.
But I always, similar to an animal cracker, I want to have a 10 count thing in the works for when you don't have when you're having a bad eye day, or you have to go, in the car or something. So
yes, because you often stitch in the car.
I don't, but maybe I'll start.
She's never stitched in the car.
No, I can only eat and sleep in the car.
I drive cars.
Yeah, she's a good driver. So that was one of my tips. As you can tell, there's another tip coming. 2 tips.
There will be a dramatic reading for that one.
If I get the right one in the right context.
What should we show?
I don't know. What have you got in your bag of tricks?
Okay.
Oh, and it's so dry. Ooh.
This is the purple project. Got a grandma's fabric.
Sugar sack.
Okay, so I'm working on, this is a French country crown by Judy Whitman from JBW Designs.
Love it.
Okay, and I'm doing Weeks 32 count Peoria purple hot from market. I don't know.
It was hot from market, I think, last year.
I don't know. That's just. Oh no.
We are dropping things.
No, it's just me. I'm just a little discombobulated. Okay, so what happened was, as they started this the last time, and I showed you that I had a little swan done, right? And I was like, oh, look at my little swan. It's so cute. Well, I did a whole bunch of more stuff to it. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, so that's fun, right? Beautiful. Love it. So cool. It's wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong?
I added this line. This line isn't supposed to be there. So I either need to take all this out or all this out. So I just decided, okay, so there's this line in the middle that needs to come out. So I either need to redo all the top or all the bottom, or I just keep this one for myself
'cause you were stitching
and leave it. So I started this one because I'm making one for Justine for a shop model, and I just started this one instead because I was angry.
That happens.
So I'm not going to screw up this one. Fingers crossed. But I got 2 little swans. Aren't they cute?
Yeah, they are cute.
So that was my dramatic moment.
Well, like you said, this one you'll finish as is.
I'll still do it, but I just have to remind myself that everything's going to be off a line going down. So I have to be a little more thoughtful with it.
Yeah.
So this is a project for when Catherine has all the patience in the world.
I wound up taking out 2 things in both my scroll bar things, and I thought, no, I can't fudge because I don't know how things build off of each other in those, and you don't want to, no.
Yeah, so that's 32 count Peoria purple by Weeks, and I'm doing the stitching part in just white.
1 or 2 strands?
2 strands.
It's beautiful.
Over 2 fabric threads.
And I love it that it matches the bag.
Yeah, and I have a purple colored pencil.
Oh.
Because I color on the chart when I'm done. The only problem is I don't have a purple scissor, so I have a pink scissor.
Well.
But that's okay. And I have a chicken needle minder.
Oh. Instead of a swan.
Instead of a crown or a swan. So
okay.
chickens are like land swans.
Yes, they are. They can be anything we want.
Also, I tried to convince Dad to get me a chicken coop when we were at Fleet Farm, and he said no.
She went on a field trip with Tom.
We had to get stuff for our straw bale. we're straw bale gardening this year. And we made arches. Yours is not done yet. But we have hog panel arches that are like 34 inches by 16 feet long. So we had to go to the store and we had to tie them up and put them in the truck and drive them home.
There were ratchet straps involved.
And I tried to get him to buy me a chicken coop and he said firm no. He had like angry dad voice.
He bought you orange slices.
I got orange slices and an energy drink.
You can't go to Fleet Farm without picking up orange slices. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, so excited. And I said, okay, here's the thing. My mind is on Easter. I gotta cook, and you can straw bale all you want. I'm happy for you. They had a fun trip, but I'm not. This week, my mind has to go to straw bale. But as long as I'm doing some finishing, maybe you can just be my straw bale support girl because
I have no problem doing your straw bales.
So,
I got lists of vegetables, and Dad watered them yesterday.
Oh, that was really interesting. This is way off topic. But
yeah, I'm a squirrel today, or always. But so we watered them with the buckets of water, the straw bales.
With ambient water.
Ambient water, right? So that's just air temperature. And it's not warm here.
No.
And he watered them yesterday because we thought that was a great idea and that's what you're supposed to do. They were so hot today. The internal temperature of the hay bale was like 95 degrees. And the ambient temperature of the air is only like
48.
50 degrees. It's like already making compost.
Well, I know that's why you can start early when you straw bale. Earlier in the season, especially when you're up here. So I haven't wrapped my head around it. I'm sure I will be forced to.
No,
but,
you don't have to. Me and Dad will do it.
I want to do it, but not now. So, okay, back to stitching.
Yep. Sorry, we now return to our regularly scheduled program of floss, paper, scissor with my special guest, Julie.
When I was at Welcome Stitchery, I had seen that she showed this on her Welcome Wednesday Facebook Live.
I'm doing a Quaker too.
I know. I really fell in love with, I know I'm probably late to the party, but it is, thank you, long arm of the law. It is Mary
Colby.
Your fingers are covering it up.
Ackworth School, 1803.
Yes, that's what she said. So,
Mary Colby, Ackworth School. Did you go to school there?
No.
Is Mary your friend?
No. That's why I don't like to do samplers.
Thank you for establishing that.
Because I think Bella's going to say, oh, did Grandma go to school in 1803?
No.
Okay, so it calls for NPI silk. Now, I've never worked with NPI silk, and NPI means needle point ink, INC, silks. They're 8 ply, and they run about $5 a skein. So
I'm in a different tax bracket than her.
So
I could never.
So my partner in crime, Mona's like, oh, you gotta do it in NPI silks. And I'm going, I've never done it in NPI silks. Let's pull the colors. So we're pulling and pulling and pulling. And she actually got on the floor for me to pull all this stuff. Okay, so we bring it back into the stitching area. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't think I can pull the trigger on this. Because there was no variegation in it. Because I had never seen NPI silks. And I thought if they were variegated, that could really make or break the piece. So I'm like, no, I said, will you still like me if I changed to DMC? And she said no.
But you guys, this is really pretty.
Yeah, so here, let's take the fibers up. Oh, fabric. Here's the fabric and I'm going to just keep it on the roll.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Do you want me to read it? Dramatic reading.
Here's the fabric.
She's using 36 count Edinburgh linen in brown paper.
It's slightly mottled, and it's not going to show if I unroll it because of the lighting, and it just looks old. And these are the... that's what I liked about it. And these are the fiber... Whoa. These are the fibers colors. They are so cool. There's a pop of red, some blues. And I'm like, I'm really excited to start
Me
this.
too.
But
It's really pretty, Mom.
I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be fun to just do the little motifs, as they come about and the different colors.
I could never do that.
What? Make that L?
The L is like part brown, part red.
Oh,
I could never do
No,
that. Why would that be there?
I don't know. It's
Not to be judgmental.
I don't know.
I
We'll
just
have
could
to
never.
see. All I did was make working copies off of it. And so I'm ready to start, but I just have to put it on a scroll rod. So that was really fun to do that.
Start.
And then what else did I get when I was at Justine's? AKA Welcome Stitchery.
Welcome.
We went looking. Remember I showed this last episode, whenever it was. I had this Manny Donna that I had gotten at Market over my face. And the photo doesn't do it justice.
It's a bad picture.
Yeah. It's just, these are the colors. I did not do the dinky dye version silks because I don't have dinky dye silks.
There's like a little lady on it. Let me see if I can
Yeah, if you can get it closer.
do a solid here. Just look at my weird fingers.
Up a little bit. It's got a little girl with a swan, and inside there's you stitch something for the scissors, and then
Is it in focus?
Yeah. And then it's got
I had my go-go gadget arm come out.
and then it's got this little hand painted bobbin that fits in there, and it's got some pins. Now I've had this since 2016.
This is old news.
But here's the fabric. She just happened to have this one lone piece just waiting for someone to buy it. It's just pink. It's just pink. Actually, what is it called?
For the Cure.
For the Cure.
R&R Reproductions, overdyed 30 count linen. For the Cure.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, and I'm sure it's an old piece.
Color 311.
It's the only one that was there, this little chunk just sitting there on the shelf. And I said, hey.
Dry clean only.
See, look at how those fibers will look on there.
That'll look pretty.
I thought it was cool.
Well, this is going to be fun for you.
Yeah, just something little to work on. to work on. But I'm glad I brought it with, so I could choose the fabric.
Yeah.
So, what you got cooking?
Why did you bring attention to it? I'm just looking for chapstick.
Oh.
My lips are a little bit dry.
Do you need some personal time?
Okay. I didn't, but that's okay. Like they've never put on chapstick before?
Probably not on camera.
Well,
real life.
I can fluff my hair too.
So that's what now I lost the pattern.
Oh, that looks
Do you have the pattern?
I put it away.
Oh, I put it in the bag.
I put it away.
It's like that hot dish I put on the counter and couldn't find it. I'm losing my mind.
You told me about that. That was not a story you should admit to repeating.
It's terrible.
Lose a casserole on the counter.
I put a casserole on the counter and I'm looking in the refrigerator saying, I can't find that casserole. I don't know where it was. And he goes, maybe one of the girls took it with their Easter leftovers. I go, no, I just saw it in here. And I was mad. I said, well, then you come. He goes, well, I know it's in there. He goes, you come. I said, you come and look. So he gets remote. Well, where's this chair? And he comes and he looks. He goes, well, I don't know where it is. And I kind of gently push the refrigerator door.
Gently push the refrigerator. That's not how I heard it.
And there was the casserole on the counter right next to the refrigerator. I thought I was losing my mind.
You are a little bit.
Oh.
Well, since you're talking about your Quaker.
Yes. Oh, this is so cool.
I whatever you call it, whatever acronym it is for, I gathered all of the pieces so I could make this.
You picked it.
Okay, that's what I did.
She picked it.
This is a Rose Quaker sampler by Weinenberg Online. Is that a company?
It must be.
Stickenden von Weinenberg.
It's a foreign country.
It's something. It's from .de, wherever that is. Is that Delaware? Oh, no.
No.
Denmark.
I'm not sure.
I'm just making stuff up. Look how pretty that is.
Now, Shelly did this, right? Who helped you pick out fibers for this?
Well, some random customer had done it and changed the colors, and I said, I want to change the colors. So then Shelly helped me pick new colors. So we picked all the colors, and then we dropped them all on the paper or the fabric. So the fabric I'm choosing is called Lugana. 28 count white. That was dramatic. Here you go, guys.
I am not on camera because I'm squirming in my chair.
What are you doing?
No, I'm personally squirming in my chair.
Oh, I thought something happened. Are you okay?
Yep, I'm good. Let's go.
Are you comfortable?
No.
You make yourself comfortable.
I will be when we're done.
You can lean on the table. I know it makes you comfortable. I'll just pull the table back when you move it.
I keep moving the table forward.
Lean on it. Just hang out with the crowd.
I'm good. My back's just bothering me today. So, go back to that.
Her dramatic effect.
No, there was no drama.
Okay. So anyway, I'm doing it on white Lugana. And I did my color thing where I took the colors and I flagged what they're supposed to be. And then I decided that I was going to match tones to see what I actually wanted.
The originals are the shell pinks, the 225, 223, 221, terracotta, clays, and browns. That warm palette of pinks. I can't wait to see this.
And I decided to do a warm palette of purples.
Oh, I just really can't wait to see it. I just think it's going to be...
Now, if some of you are going, wow, that girl, she's insane with those colors are very bright and gray and purple, and you obviously didn't see the peacock because I'm a little bit out there.
Or her den.
And it turned out fabulous. Remember everyone how they were like, oh, that turned out so nice. You need to keep that same thought process when I start to work on this. So this is all the colors. I have my little cheat sheet.
Now, you're going to do this one on a scroll bar?
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Okay.
That was a problem for future Catherine to figure out. I have to finish 324 first.
Oh, before you start another big one.
But I'm getting there, so I had to get this ready to go.
I just think it's amazing. I can't wait to see it. All those colors.
And again, this is what it looks like.
They're going to be beautiful. Oh, that's going to be
It was actually really funny. So when I did this, I had the whole pattern, because it's multiple pages, spread out on my desk. And I put a flag with the color number of what the original color was. So when I picked these, I had to make sure that I matched whatever color to the tone, that it didn't get put next to a weird one, since I switched browns and peaches into gray.
Yes.
So I had to make sure that they were all spatially aware of their color.
That's a smart idea, because you would have gone nuts matching symbols, chasing symbols with that.
Yeah, so I had them flagged on the, it was a project, and it was fun, and I think that it'll turn out really nice.
I do too. I can't wait.
Once I get them all done.
And that's going in your grandma room, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna make an old lady room with old lady decor. A little bit of a farmhouse vibe, maybe.
Old lady decor? What's that?
Right now it's Barbie pink. It's the color of my shirt.
That's right.
It has dark espresso color furniture. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna go with a plum and a gray wall and get some ivory bed frame and farmhouse looking dresser.
Yeah, because Bella's room was a screaming pink 2 walls, white 2 walls, and she had black curtains with zebra. Oh, it was cute.
And now it has bright color paisley curtains in it.
Yeah.
So it's
you're gonna mute it down, and
it's gonna be old lady. Put cross stitch everywhere.
Old lady it up. Well, that's what Bella's room is in my house.
Yeah.
It's pink and blue with an iron bed and all my foo-foo frilly stuff. The rest of the house is kind of all farmhouse antiques and heavy, but that's the room that has the depression glass.
And this says a token of love.
Oh, I do love that.
One last time for good measure.
Way cool.
It's gonna be great.
Way cool. Well, when I was down, I got my pattern. for the Plum Street Sampler Wool and Flax Company that Leslie from Fat Cat Flossing was working on. And I want to do it as a pillow because there's no more wall space in Bella's room. And so I thought, we talked about it. You can check the last video for the controversy and brain blow on that one. I found fabric. Need not repeat myself. I went with 25 count bone Lugana. So again, very nondescript. However, when you put the fibers up next to it, it has a peach tone to it.
I think that looks kind of peachy.
Yeah, it's not cream colored and it's not brown. It's got a peach tone to it. So,
but just a little peach tone.
So what we did...
Could be picking up on the red ambient hues of my shirt and the table.
I was not going to use Weeks, but guess who persuaded me as she pulled them
probably
out?
Mona?
Yeah.
Mm.
Let's pull all the Weeks. And I'm like, I was just going to use DMC. But then when I saw all the Weeks, I'm like, I knew I wanted Weeks Dye Works for the grass because there's 2 grass hills. See how there's a light one and a dark one? That I wanted to do in overdye because I think that would really show the variegation and the house. So with all that being said, we pulled the fibers and the fabric I think will really be the best. It'll show, the sheep will show, the clouds will show.
Yeah, because there's white stitching on there, isn't it?
Yeah, there's white surrounding the blue clouds.
Well, and the fence.
And the fence. So I think that will all show up against... here's the DMCs. I think that will show up.
Yeah.
So, again, this will be over 2, and I think I'm going to start with 4 strands to see how that fares, because I do want it more of a tapestry.
4? Not 3?
Well, I don't know. See, now the 10 count was 4.
So
I'm not sure.
My winter people, my snowman, my...
Oh, yes,
Nutcracker, those were 25 count, and I did 3.
3? Maybe I'll have to... Someone once said if you start in the corner and you do 3 rows of...
Now I regret not hitting you with that tube when I was sitting there playing with it.
I'll
you upside the head with
I
it.
was just so thrilled. Okay, so here's the thing. Why I got so much stuff to share today. My office looked like a bomb went off in it because I had piles of shopping bags and... fabrics, and you know when you pip up something, I call it, it's a preparation in progress.
A pre-whip?
Yeah. You have to...
Per-whip?
You have to cut the fabric, you have to edge the fabric, you have to iron the fabric. That's where my next tip comes in.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Imagine a light bulb.
Okay.
If I was in an editing mood, I'd put a light bulb above her head right now.
Okay. The tip and public service announcement.
Oh.
Now, I've been pulling some older fabrics for some of these little things I'm finding to do. I'm not just buying new all the time. I am kind of going through my stash.
The archivist?
What I have noticed is the older fabrics that I have are folded, of course, and they have been folded for years. And what I've noticed...
Like my peacock?
Yes. On the fold line that's been shelved in the stores, probably from the 80s, that fold crease can fade from the light of the shop, or I know no shops have fabric by any windows, or just by being...
do they?
Or by being handled, wear.
Yeah.
So when I opened up the piece of fabric... I'm like, well, I ironed it, and I'm like, why is that still so noticeable? And I'm like, well, crap, that's the piece I wanted to use. Turn it over. Surprise.
That's a novel idea.
It's not there. Now, with some of the nowadays fabrics, you can't turn them over because they're printed.
Oh, that's right.
Like Country Vintage Mocha has printed the vintage, so you couldn't use the other side. But that's probably not been sitting on a shelf for 18 years. So if you find yourself with an older piece of fabric and you see that line, or about look for that line because you might not notice it until you're halfway through your piece.
Or until it's framed in a circle that you worked a very long time on.
Yeah, that is...
Oh, my peacock? What?
Slightly noticeable.
Just me. It's just, I'm the only one who noticed it.
So I just thought I'd mention that when you're pipping up stuff and you get your fabric. Now you'll always have a fold because the manufacturers fold them. That's how they're on their bolts. You'll have it at the 27-inch mark. And sometimes that's hard to press out because it's been folded. Turn the piece over and it's less noticeable. So I just thought that was worth mentioning because I ran across that a lot when I was pulling fabrics for this and noticing that, you know, well, that's not going to work when it's going to be right smack in the middle. So, so that's what, why'd I say that? What was I talking about?
What? It was a public service announcement.
Yeah, but it was for, I was going to go someplace else with it, but I'm having a little senior moment. God, I hate that.
What are you talking about?
I'm aging on camera as we
No,
speak.
because you were talking about all your pips that you were doing, and you have so many, and that you were being frugal, and you were taking them out from your archives.
Yeah, okay, thanks for getting me back on track.
You weren't off track.
Dude, we're back on track.
You've been on track the whole time.
But I wanted to make sure I mentioned that because that was frustrating. The pipping process is, we're going back full circle. The pipping process is that you have to cut it, you have to zigzag it, you have to pull your fibers.
Yeah, you have to do all the things.
All of the things. And then find a matching bag. Right now mine are all in plastic bags because I was just...
Maybe it's because you got to wiggle a little more.
I was too pooped to pip though.
You just got to wiggle and make yourself more comfortable.
Oh, I'll tell ya. A lot of time on my sewing stool is what throws my back off. So, yeah, I'll be fine. I really need a Diet Coke when we're done here.
What's in your cup?
So that was water. So that was, I'll let you do it. I got a couple more things. You've got some stuff too.
Not really. All right, we got this bag.
What's in that bag? Do I remember?
No. I've been working on, this is by, no, Mom. I've been working on this by Pine Mountain Designs. Mountain Designs. It's words of wisdom where I'm with family.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So this one, I'm working on it and I've gotten this far.
Ooh. You were working on that when you were recovering from your germ.
From my germ. Do we like it?
Yes,
I like it.
We do.
And for those of you who haven't seen this episode or seen our shows before, it's a pillow slip cover. So you stick a pillow inside of it.
It's a band, like a bolster band.
Yep. And then you just plop a pillow in it of your choosing. Well, it tells you what pillow to use, but I didn't buy the pillow. It was out of my budget.
Way cool.
But I think it's turning out nicely.
I do too.
So for reference, I have to do the little things next to the word home and then the word family.
Okay.
And then it'll be done and ready to find a pillow. So I think it says it's called Pillow Form S400 sold separately, which is why I don't have it.
Sold separately.
So I'm going to look into that.
To go to the sold separately aisle.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're doing well on that one.
Good progress on that one as well.
I mean, I think so.
Yeah.
Keeping me busy. And then you want me to show this one? Because I have this and then this and then this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, guys.
This is the cool. Love this.
I'd say it's the moment you've been waiting for, but it's really not.
For me, it is.
Okay, so I'm working on 324. It's Works by ABC. Is that good?
Yes.
So that's what it looks like. And it contains 324 colors. Each motif is a different color. And I'm doing it on 28 count linen in white. And I will show you my progress. So I color code things because I'm special. But pages 1 and 2 were across the top, and they were in green, and that's how far I was last time. I'm currently working on page 3, which is orange. And that orange is what I've gotten done since last we spoke.
That would drive me nuts trying to keep track of what you've done.
Well, I do a motif, and then I make it a color. See, yeah. I can show you. I color it.
I know.
And then I color it here, because this tells you what color to use.
Okay.
So each square has a color.
So it's kind of like a game and the stitching.
And so these are my colors. I made these little things with cardboard and DMC stickers, and I have like 18 inches of each color that I got from my friends.
There's a lot.
So
you need a little help from my friends.
Yeah, sometimes.
And there will be enough left over because you're only using 2 strands. So there'll be enough left over should you pass this along to somebody else who wants to do it.
So, there's a hair. I shedded just a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Can you see it?
Wow. Yeah, move it over this way. Wow. Wow. Sorry. I haven't seen it in a while, and that is super impressive. Ooh.
And I'm doing it in hand, so it's a little wrinkly.
So cool.
But yeah, so this is the new part is from here. This is just the new part that I've done. This is the new progress.
Way cool. So not only are you stitching a different motif, you're stitching it in a different color, so each thing is really different.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm losing my needle.
I like that.
I mean, I do too. I can't wait to finish it. I think I've made really good progress.
Yes, you have.
I don't have like a plan. Like I don't do one a day or like whatever. I just I pick it up and then I go on these little mini tangents. And actually, if you haven't figured out, so the motifs are a little bit stressful, right? Because there are like all sorts of stuff happening. But then
man down!
In between them is little 5x5 squares.
Oh, that in their own right make a pattern.
Right.
Diagonal pattern.
So those are separate. Each motif is separated by a 5x5 square. So it's like I'll work my way through a diagonal of motifs. Squares. And then I'm like, boom, boom, boom. All the squares just go super fast.
Okay, got it.
So then it's like leisurely.
And then
I'm like, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
And I don't make those noises when I do it.
That would be frightening.
It's just fun.
Stella looks at you.
It's like a reward.
Stella looks at you like, oh, she must be at the squares.
The squares are like a reward for working so hard at the motifs. But yeah, so...
I like that. That's coming along really well. And she said that's her...
This is like a really big floss drop.
Yeah.
I comb them sometimes when they get tangled.
So she's going to finish this before she'll allow herself to start something new, which is self-discipline that I just don't have.
Well, I don't want to, I want it done. And it's not going to get done if I just keep starting all these new projects.
That's true.
And I really want it on, I want to frame it. I want to find a frame and I want to put it on my wall so I can enjoy it on a regular basis.
Rather than just in the zip case.
Although it does have a really handy little zip case.
Yeah, those are neat.
But
is that one on our site?
I have them linked for the Amazon shop, yeah.
Okay.
They're cool. They're nice.
And they fit in her tote bag.
Yeah, they fit in everything. My toilet paper holder and everything.
Gee, your toilet paper holder is like a basket next to her stitching area.
So you know, back in the good old days, they had magazine stands.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
It's like that, but it's meant to hold toilet paper rolls, and it has a nice little bamboo lid on it.
Because no one can afford magazines anymore.
I know.
I went to go get a magazine. It was like $18.99, and I'm like, I don't need to know that much.
Why wouldn't you just look on the internet?
Well, I did.
Because the internet's free.
I know. So, but back in the day, that's what we did. We had magazines that came weekly in the mail.
In case you're wondering, I really want to eat these snacks, but I'm not.
Go ahead. I'm going to talk, so go ahead. You can have a snack. I have a project that that was a release. Was it this year? Yes. Bigger than I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like 3 inches around, and it's 5. So the thing I found at the thrift store, it won't fit in, but that's okay.
Fun fact, it says it's 70 by 70, so.
I know. Well, I didn't read that before when I went. So here's the fabric.
It's called Ladybug Picnic.
Yes. And
by Hands On Designs.
And here's the, excuse my reach. Here's the fabric. My friend had bought a piece, and then she gave me half of it, so I can make 2 and she can make 2.
Why are you gonna make 2?
Well, because I'd like to gift one to somebody.
Oh, that's nice.
So here's the thing. To me, if you hold that pattern up again, his little legs look like they are black. 310. Black.
Yep, they definitely do look like they are black.
Well,
they're not.
They're not. And I know. I thought it was cherry red and coal black, and that's right up my alley. Well, it's not. It's, I'm doing it in the DMCs, and they're wonderful. They'll look okay on there, but I might just have a problem with the legs are 844, which is not black. And I know because I've done it, you enhance the picture, and especially with pinks and reds, it's hard to get a true color. But I don't know, when it comes right down to it, 844 is kind of green, greeny gray. And I want my ladybug to have black legs, so TBD. Now the red on this fabric, that looks red.
Yeah.
I don't know if a red will look dumb.
They look orange in the... So here's the thing I've noticed also. The monitor, I think the color resolution on our monitor that we watch
is off.
Doesn't pick up colors and lighting as much as the camera does. So like we're like, oh, it looks so bad and there's so many shadows. But let me tell you, when it's 65 inches big in my living room, it looks great. So I think that the camera for us makes those look orangey, but they're not. They look ready.
Here, their color.
Go.
Their color's number 355, which if anybody knows their DMC number, red's like I do.
I don't.
It's a clayish brown red with 22, which is a new one, which is like a clayish brown red wannabe. So I love the design so much, and I want to stitch as is. I'm probably going to be okay with the red, but I might just go rogue and do black for the black.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But I love it. I think it's so
Maybe
cool.
You should just do a little sample stitch on the side and see if that browny, greeny, gray shows up black.
It just may.
It might.
It might. Okay, so you know what? This is something else.
Oh no, here we go.
Another public service announcement. My first dramatic reading. Okay. Back in the day.
The good old days.
The days of yore.
I was going to say Knorr, but I couldn't remember the word.
I cut a lot of fabric at 2 different shops.
And too fancy.
Well, I learned a tip back then that you would measure your 18 inches and you would make a little cut at like a 1-inch cut in the weave. And then you would pull the thread and you'd pull it and pull it and pull it and pull it and pull it all 54 inches. Then when you laid it out on the counter, you had a visual as to where it was. Now you'd say, I don't know, when you go to the fabric store, how they cut in the groove. That's cool. And God bless the women who can take a straight edge and do their rotary cutter. I could do that as well. I don't have that readily accessible on my counter, but I was taught that way, so it's a hard habit for me to break. But it's kind of interesting because when they hand dye fabrics, they cut them in 1-yard cuts. And what I've also known is they're not always cut evenly. And that's okay. I can see how that would happen.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go ahead, I have very hardly enough to do this. And if it's off by a 1/2 inch or an inch, because that's where you measure, oh, here's I need 8 inches. And you just zoom or you cut. Up here, it might only be 7.5 inches. So if you're cheating on your size, because 1 yard, you don't get a true 18 inches in so many of the samplers. Now, granted, you're not stitching right up to the edge, but it will make a difference whether you have a 2-inch selvage or on that end have a 1.5 inch selvage. Yeah. So I was talking to my friend this morning and I was telling her how you pull that, and there was just like crickets on the other end, and she goes, that just blew my mind. I would never have thought of doing it that way. But that's the only way I know how, because when you're cutting to ship fabric out to shops, the gal I was cutting for wanted it to be precise. Right. Then you're getting an 18-inch cut, and you're getting an 18-inch selvage cut from the manufacturer. So just make a 1-inch snip, and then I cut a little bit, and then when you no longer can see this, especially with dark fabric, some of those, what is it out now? The unicorn, the badger, and the pheasant, or the swan, or whatever that one is so popular, is on the darkest of green fabric. Yeah. It would help, because then on a white surface, you can see that line to cut. So that was my 3 tips of knowledge today. I'm like, does anyone really need to know that? Maybe it rang true with one person. Then it was worth you tuning in.
There you go.
Amongst all the chaos of what we call floss, paper, scissor.
Adventures.
They are adventures. If they're not adventures for you, they are adventures in our own mind. Aren't they?
Our minds are a special breed of mind.
All the stuff is zooming around in there. So that was that pip. But this was a lot of pipping to do. Oh, she's getting studious.
I just found them. I wondered where they were.
They were under all the pile of stuff. Okay, now you've got something fun to show.
I don't know. I have been working on a crab.
She's been a crab gal.
This is the piece that started it all. My mom finished it for me. I don't have the pattern.
With her total input.
Oh yeah, I designed the finish. She just executed it. Yeah. So I stitched this thing, and I'll have to put the show notes up because I don't have the chart because they didn't really know it was done.
Yeah, who was it by?
Don't know. Oh, Bent Creek.
Bent Creek.
And I think this is called like Summer Summer.
Yeah, something like
Summer. That. So anyway, this is what we did.
We got a crab doorknob.
And made an arch. Her wood guy did it, and she painted it with the color that I picked out. And I did stretch mount him.
Yes.
I stretch mounted him my own self. It's off by 1 thread. Don't tell anyone. It's between us, guys. It's a secret. So yeah, my one of my old lady friends said that no self-respecting sheep would ever let a crab sit on its back, and that just kind of spiraled from there in my love for crabs. So
in fact, she said when we were at the stitch-in, she said, does she really like crabs that much, or does she just like to get a rise out of me? And I said, yep.
Both. All of the above. So anyway, I think it turned out beautifully. I can't wait to put it on my mantle shelf.
It's fun. I did a cording around it because we thought ruching would be too aggressive. And we didn't want a silk ribbon ruche, so we did cording. Where'd we?
Not an accordion.
No.
Cording.
And I don't know if any of you know, I use pearl cotton number 8. I use 902. Was the best. There again, when you're doing hand-dyeds, and then you go to find something that's not hand-dyed, it was too wine, too red, too brown. So 902 was the best. And then I don't know if any of you have these a cord drill.
They're really fun. If you don't have one, you should get one.
That's an old one.
Yeah, they don't look like this. And mine's way bigger. I have one at home, and it's black, and it's way bigger. I got a girthy handle on it.
Yeah, this was from days of yore.
I remember in my days of yore,
like vintage.
When I was a child, and I would help make
you would,
cording.
You would just
do this.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what you did as a child. So I did the cording. That was kind of fun. Haven't done that for a while.
And since my mom went down to Welcome Stitchery, she met up with my old lady friend, which I feel like don't get upset that I'm calling her my old lady friend, because she's older than me and she's a lady and she is my friend. So
yeah. We're not saying that in a derogative. No, it's
because she's also an old lady.
Yeah. But according to Bella, when Bella was like 5 years old, she kept saying, calling me an old lady. Come on, old lady. And I'm like, stop it. No, that's not nice. I'm not old. And she goes, yes, you are. This little 5-year-old. Really? And she goes, yes. Anyone over 50 is old. Yeah. And I'm like, well, all right. And then she says, just be glad I didn't call you elderly. And I said, you be glad you didn't call me elderly. Because that's what Grandma Moore is. 80 and over is elderly. So she had it.
There's criteria.
Yeah, at 5. So when we say old lady, that's endearingly because we are all older than her, who is... You turned 41. You're not 40.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you're not 40 anymore.
It's questionable.
So, yeah.
But anyway, I had found some amazing fabric when we went on our fabric store adventure, and she made me a project bag. Can you see it?
Yes. Lowered a little bit for the zipper and the trim.
And it has crabs. And it has little like pleats on it.
Oh, I know the pin tucking is just
is that what it's called?
Impressive, yes. Beautiful work, Dee. Beautiful.
You guys, is it not just amazing?
Bags by Dee.
It's very thick.
Rather than a D bag.
Bags by Dee.
And the inside, you got to show them what the inside looks like.
What is in the inside? What is all this stuff?
Oh, well, there's some little...
Mother! There's surprises inside!
Oh, yeah, you didn't see that yet.
Look at this!
She also made you a
little floss.
A
scrap
thread bed.
A scrap bed?
Yeah, you put that when you're working on a project. You can put your needles in there if they're pre-threaded. I like to wind it around my finger and make the little...
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that
so
fun?
Much. What's
and
this?
Then she thought you needed a project placemat when you go to the retreat.
I love placemats.
And it's got a little pocket.
I got a little pocket.
Isn't that fun?
Oh my gosh, it's kind of nauseating.
Well, yeah.
How did she even sew with this fabric?
I don't know. It was quite aggressive. We had to put it in the bottom of the cart.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
Isn't that fun?
I didn't know this was in there.
Supplies.
Oh my god, I love it. And there's a pattern in here too.
Yeah, when I was
Is there fun facts behind the pattern, or did you just pick it out?
No, when we were sitting at the table doing the Elcott School 1803 fibers, MPI versus DMC.
Yeah.
I can get all that out, but can't find a casserole in my own kitchen.
No, that's okay.
And this gal, I don't remember who it was. I don't know if it was Roxy. I don't remember who it was. This pattern came right down in front of my face. And I'm like, oh. And she goes, we all decided that Catherine needs this.
Clockwork Crab number 4
and I'm like,
in the series.
Where did you even find this? She goes, I was standing at the checkout and it was right there hanging. And I said, well, I'm not really sure if that's her style. And so she came, left, and then she came back and she said, Justine says you need it.
Look at this. It's a Clockwork Crab number 4. That means there's more.
There's a series.
There's a whole hold on. Let's take this out. Oh my goodness, you people are insane.
So now you're going to have to pip that up and put it in your rotation.
Oh, good Lord.
It's very peculiar.
It's like a sampler with alphabets, but with numbers. Hence the name Clockwork.
I bet you it doesn't have works like you could actually be a functioning clock.
No, but it's got gears on his body, as is like the decorations on the body look like clock gears. Do you see that? They look like clock.
Oh my
clock
gosh.
sprockets. Oh my gosh.
That is too much.
So it's big. It's 9.5 by 8.5 if you do it on 28 count.
So go big or go home.
Of course.
How fun is that?
Oh, and I have color options. I can use Gentle Art or DMC.
Ooh. You'll have to do a floss toss.
I'll have to do something. Oh my goodness gracious.
So
that's hilarious.
That was crab
thank you to my Blue Earth friends for picking that out for me. Finding this gem within the store.
So you're
oh
not
my goodness.
You're not the crabby lady, you're just the crab lady now.
But I don't have crabs.
No. Thank God.
But I did make a seafood boil.
I can't even.
I did.
I know you did, but we go from infectious diseases.
Well, no, but I really did make a seafood boil. Bella likes seafood boils, and they're really expensive, but I made it.
Yeah, it looked amazing. And
well, I had to make the season packets, too, because there's cinnamon in the Creole and Old Bay both have cinnamon in them, and I'm allergic to cinnamon, so I even made my own spice blends. Yeah. I worked hard on that. There was crab in it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's the night we had grilled cheese. And she sends me this picture of this amazing crab boil, and I don't like
it was a
crab.
Seafood boil.
I don't like lobster.
There was no lobster.
I like shrimp and potatoes.
Well, there was shrimp, potatoes, and corn, hard-boiled eggs. And
hard-boiled eggs?
Mm-hmm. And then there was mussels and crab. And
wow.
Oh no, I forgot to put the other thing in because I couldn't find it. No, a crawfish. I couldn't. Oh. I didn't get them at the store. They were expensive.
Yeah, it's not crawfish season in Minnesota.
It never is. They were just kind of expensive.
Oh yeah, it looked delicious.
It was
delicious, and I know you've.
And then the note from Bella was it was very spicy as leftovers. It was hot to begin with, but it like got spicier in the fridge.
Yeah, some days leftovers are better the second day, or in this case, spicier. Fun. Crab. Yeah. That's crabalicious.
Crabalicious.
Yeah. Well,
what do you got left over here? You got a lot?
Couple of things.
What is this thing?
Oh, when I was down there, I bought this from Dee. She makes project rolls, and that is a tube. Her work, and it's pin tucked. Oh, I mean, her work is just exquisite. So what you do with this is, let's say you're going to go to a framer, or you're going to go and you want to show your pieces.
That's way more fancy than a paper towel roll.
Yeah, you would just go ahead and put your piece like this.
And roll it up.
And then you roll it up to go to the framer. Or your... Oh, look at these are all the things I finished. And you put this in your tote bag. And then everything is beautifully done
I like
and tied.
that. I think I need one of those.
Oops, wait. What? Sorry. Gosh.
Mom, you're just whipping it all over.
Isn't that just beautiful?
I think I need one of these.
Yeah, she'll have them when we go in May.
Okay.
Oh, we could have you make a crab one. You have leftover fabric. But I just thought they were beautiful, and
that's fun.
I needed to have one, so I bought one when we were there.
Do you need your mouse?
Yes, because I finished.
You have a finish.
I finished Maggie May. I put on her dress spots and her feet. And then I did her little thing. You know, they all have something. And this is,
this is so cool.
Is that in focus, Catherine? It's off.
No.
Okay. It's a little radish.
It's a little radish.
Yep. And that's going to be finished as her little pin keeper or something.
Ooh.
So, and then once I finished Maggie May, I could then start Clovis. And Clovis has that little needle case that's tin or a coffee pot, teapot, and then a cup on the other side. The back kind of shows it, kind of not. So what I did is I'm stitching this on the same fabric as Maggie May, and it looks just atrocious. Look at this. At first, I'm stitching it, and I'm like, the top dot, I thought, oh, those are really weird eyes, kind of No, the bottom ones are the eyes. The top ones are the ears.
You should probably fill that in because that's like demonic.
I know. And this kind of looked like a uterus right there.
Mom!
When you were
Good Lord!
When you were just starting the white. That's why I had to put real quick the brown on either side because I'm like, what am I even stitching?
I don't even know what kind of animal that is.
It is, I believe she's a fox.
It's a girl?
Hence the apron.
Oh.
She has
I thought they were overalls.
An apron.
Well, this mouse that's a bunny is cute, I guess.
So then I'm going to use in my scrap, see, this is what I found when I was going through. I saved this little piece of fabric, which will be perfect, even though they don't tell you it looks like it's made out of a different fabric than what she stitched on.
Yeah.
And I phoned a friend, and they've been stitching them on the same fabric as the person.
Yeah.
But I decided, since I had this little scrap, it's called Fox and Rabbit 32 count oyster mushroom. And that's what I'm gonna, I think that all the fibers should be okay on that. I matched the pinks and I matched the, I matched the pinks and I matched the reds. And I think they'll look real nice on there.
This is very lovely paper.
So, yeah, it's printed on really nice paper.
I was just trying to find out what kind of animal that is. It doesn't say.
I think she's a fox. And Renard is her male companion. And he is more foxish looking. He's downstairs. He's red with dark. So she's the female one.
Wow.
Kind of peculiar, but you know, that's what I
can't
like
say that
about
word.
him. Peculiar?
I can't.
Oh.
Peculiar.
Nope.
Nope. Never been able to say it.
So that's what I have for that. She started, and I can't wait to continue on her. Oh my gosh, is that everything? You've got a couple of things.
No, I have this one thing that I brought to show you that I made.
Well, yeah, because we had a computer day the other day.
Well, yeah, we did.
Yeah, because we're like brainstorming.
We're designing things.
That was painful.
It wasn't that bad.
Well, it was for me because I understand my charting program, and when she's clicking and clicking and clicking, I'm like, slow down. Well, I don't need to know because she's driving. She's driving the mouse. But her, what is it called? Graphics program is similar to my charting program, but yours is more elaborate where you can bring the front up and the back up, and where I can't do that on mine. But we were trying to create something. And she did a few things. So
one of the things is going to be a handout.
Yeah.
For a thing, and that turned out well.
A table.
I had some. I've been working on table gifts for the retreat that we're going to, and that was a learning process.
That was
because I think it was a combination of like misinformation from the manufacturer of the product that I'm using, along with probably not the best quality product that I purchased.
Yeah.
Because I read reviews after the fact.
Yeah.
Whatever. But anyway, so that was a thing. It was a learning process. But then I made this tumbler,
which is really cute.
I made this tumbler just for funsies, because I like to make.
Well,
them.
you got a cylinder. What's a?
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to make
a mug press?
She got a mug press.
Well, it's not new. I've had it for a while, and I've made other things with it.
I know, but it does cylindric things. Is that a word?
I don't think that's a word. It does round things like mugs and cylinders. Does that make you happy?
Sort of.
It does cylinders.
Yeah.
Anyway, I made this fun tumbler as like just for fun because I was practicing.
Cylindrical. Thank you.
Dad's yelling from downstairs. Cylindrical.
I knew it was.
I don't think that's a word. I think you guys are making it up.
Well.
Either way, I made a.
It's really cool. It's got the little gray fogging like we have our little.
Yeah.
Thing.
You probably can't see it very well on there, but
you can.
It's like a marbled effect.
Yeah. So that was something that she wanted to try out with her press. You haven't pressed a lot of things in that mug thing.
No, I've made like a handful of tumblers for people.
Yeah.
But there was not a high demand for it yet.
Yeah.
Well, not that saying that there's going to be in the future. It was more like I just wanted it, so I got it.
But, so yeah.
I like to be able to make all the things. So if someone says, hey, can you make this? I can be like, yeah.
Yeah. Took me 10 times, but we got it nailed down.
Whatever. Like, it's fine.
And then here's me going, do you think maybe your DPI setting needs to be increased? You like, I know anything. And she's like, I don't think so.
No. But no, and I worked on a bunch of other things too, but I need to remember to like, whatever I'm making for someone else to like make an extra for my own self. Because I give them away to them. So like, I had an order for like 8 keychains that were pink volleyballs with numbers on them.
Fun.
And so I made them, and then I gave them to them because they need them, so I don't have one to be like, hey, look, I made this. Isn't it cute?
Yeah. She spends a lot of time on creating things for other people.
That I don't keep.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Well, and that takes up your time where I just sit and stitch. Like I did all of my pipping when you couldn't breathe.
Yeah,
I mean, that was
true.
3 days of pipping while you were trying to breathe.
I was just trying to oxygenate myself with my
So-
cylindric items.
I think, let me see.
Check the notes.
Check the notes. Too late now. Oh!
Seriously?
Yes.
What did you forget?
Well, right before we came on air, there was a speedy delivery.
There was a kerfuffle with our stitch along.
Well, I was waiting for my fiber packet to do the autumn.
Yeah.
And then at Justine's, I'm like, I'm going to get the fiber packet ordered for spring and winter so we can do a floss flop or whatever. What's the real thing? Floss toss. So we can pick up the fabric.
A flip flop flop.
Because here's the thing.
Flop,
I'll lean this way. Here's the thing.
Do you need to move
that
the table?
fabric that they're originally on is no longer being manufactured, and or the current dye lots are not the same as what the model was.
Yeah.
So with all that being said, I said, I'll come in someday, not the retreat weekend. And then she goes, no, bring it the retreat weekend because there's going to be trunk shows for fabric. So maybe that weekend we can find a spring, which I called wrong. We'll correct that on the next episode because I kept calling your summer spring.
I know.
And I bet everybody's going, God, she really can't read because it's summer. But,
so I'm doing summer and you're doing what?
Autumn.
Do you have fabric?
Yes,
Do you have string?
Yes, it came this morning right before we went on air.
Do you have scroll bars?
That also came, so that's why we have to.
So we can finally start?
Yep, we're gonna pip. We're gonna pip after this episode, and then game on. We're gonna start, and we will bring our Rosewood Manor summer and autumn stitch along with each other.
We're gonna stitch along with each other. But here's the thing: I did some investigating into this sale, which also stitch along isn't along one word. So
Yes.
okay? Anyway, so if you guys want to stitch something from Rosewood Manor along with us. And participate in the sale, so it's not just me and my mom stitching together.
Which we don't. We're at our own homes.
Yeah. Yep.
We're stitch aparts. We're doing a sap. No.
You should. Okay. Focus, Mom. Okay. Go on to Instagram. Follow us on Instagram, and then we're gonna have a hashtag so that everyone can post their progress like the real stitch-alongs do. So we'll have a hashtag that you can hashtag your pictures, and we'll hashtag our pictures.
That's progress.
And it'll be like a real stitch-along, not just me and my mom stitching on Rosewood Manor things together at the same time.
Rosewood Manor has an amazing, it's Rosewood Manor. You can Google it, and she's got her own website. She has got some amazing things. You're going to be hard-pressed not to find at least a dozen that you just can't live without.
Yeah. Or maybe you have some in your stash.
Well, yeah, that's what 3 or 4 people commented. Hey, I've got that. Well, my dear friend Kathy goes, well, I'm 3/4 of the way done with my autumn. I should dig it out. I'm like, yes. And even Justine said, I think I got the top quarter done. So
All right, guys.
So game
Get
on.
this showboat on the road.
Got a Rosewood Manor, whatever season it is or design.
Any design.
That would be fun to have that. And I'll let Karen know that we're
doing it.
We're doing it. We're selling.
And I'm gonna post the hashtag with our like hard launch pictures once we got it on the scroll bar.
Because she's never worked on a scroll bar before,
Nope.
so we have to kind of figure.
Learning curve.
I don't know if you want the straight ones or the curved ones.
We're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah.
I might need sustenance.
Yeah.
That little candy bar was not enough. I didn't have lunch.
Oh. Well, we'll have to have our chef Tom grill us up something when we're done on camera here.
Okey-dokey.
So 2 weeks brings us 14 days from now.
I would check my calendar. I believe it's May 8th.
And you dropped your phone.
My
again.
phone's on the floor. So I think it's May 8th because it's after Cinco de Mayo. I should have brought a sombrero.
Yeah. Oh, we can still sombrero.
Anyway,
next time.
It's been lovely, folks.
Yes, thank you for joining us. If you have not subscribed, subscribe if you would be so kind. We are doing a 5K giveaway when we do reach the big 5K. We're several hundreds off.
We're not close.
No, but that sure would be fun to do.
Yeah.
So, thank you for joining us in all our craziness. We do really enjoy doing this.
It's a wild ride.
Well, and when that was mentioned on the Zoom meeting that we had, that people really do enjoy flosstube, and we enjoy doing them and presenting things to you. So have a wonderful spring day, whatever state you or country you are living in, and we will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I pressed the clicker.
Did you?
Yep.
Okay. Bye, guys.